Hey everybody, welcome back to Trio Planet, the YouTube channel where we talk all things media. How is everybody doing? Hope it's doing well. And today, guys, we will be doing a review for Ahsoka episode 4, titled Fallen Jedi.
Yes,
Fallen Jedi.
that is correct.
And yeah, so we'll be reviewing it. I'm obviously joined by my co-host Aztrail, as always.
Hello, I am here.
And yeah, we will be doing a review of Ahsoka episode 4. And yeah, I'm guessing Will do his famous breakdown first, and we'll get into it afterwards. So Will, take it away.
So we start the episode right after the last episode where the crew of whatever they're calling Ahsoka's ship are stranded on the very Japanese-inspired planet with the red trees. Very samurai. They're trying to fix the transmitter so they can get a message out to Hera. That's not going great. There's a mysterious figure in the forest watching them. Cut to Morgan, Shin, Marok, and Balin, who are, Shin and Marok are sent into the forest to hold off Ahsoka and Sabine for long enough so that they can figure out where their trajectory is. Ahsoka and Sabine have a little chat about maybe having to destroy the map so that Morgan can't get to Thrawn, even if that means they can't get to Ezra. Sabine's very clearly not a fan of that. Hugh Yang is attacked while repairing something outside the ship. He destroys something, so Ahsoka is alerted and runs out with her 2 white lightsabers. Sabine follows. It's a pretty epic fight. A couple of epic things happen. At the end of it, Hugh Yang tells them to go and try and stop or go scout the base camp that the enemies have on the planet, and that they should stick together. Cut to Hera, who is disobeying direct orders from Chancellor Mon Mothma, boards the very, very iconic Ghost, and sets off to go and help Sabine and Ahsoka, joined by, I believe his name's Carlson.
Yeah.
Recurring character inside the Mandoverse. He is the New Republic officer that is often seen alongside Dave Filoni. Not this time, though, because they are the brand new and improved Phoenix Squadron from the look of it. Because Hera is referred to as her old title, Phoenix Leader. Cut back to the planet. I can't remember the planet's name. Morgan and Balin have a little discussion. Cetos, that's it. Morgan and Balin have a little discussion. Morgan activates the array, starts transferring the data. Ahsoka and Sabine run into Shin and Marok. Sabine engages Shin in a blaster and lightsaber duel, and Ahsoka in a very epic samurai-esque duel battles and actually kills Marok, which was definitely a shock. I know all the theories were going around of who Marok was. Doesn't matter anymore. But in a double twist on Marok's death, from the wound that Ahsoka put into him, green Dathomiri magic sprouts out, which tells me that Marok was never alive to begin with and was actually reanimated by Morgan, aka our resident Dathomir witch. Sabine sends Ahsoka. She tells Ahsoka to go and get the map. Shin's angry at this and decides she's going to try to kill Sabine. Bad idea. Sabine's got plot armor. Ahsoka meets Balin face to face for, I believe it's the first time, and basically opens with dissing Anakin and be like, everyone in the Order knew Anakin Skywalker. Ahsoka disses right back and says, funny, he never mentioned you. It's like, oh. They have another duel. This one's probably my favourite so far in the show. it's sort of a mix between a samurai film trying to take an opponent down with a single strike and a medieval sword fight. Very epic. Sabine is still fighting Shin. She's disarmed, she's dehelmed, and she disarms Shin using little thruster rockets on her van brace. Shin throws down a flashbang, gets away, runs to the base camp where Ahsoka has managed to stop the transfer of data from the map. Burnt a hand in the process, though. Shin appears. Ahsoka thinks that Shin's killed Sabine. She gets a little bit angry, dips into the dark side from the look of it, and yeets Shin into a rock. Baylan gets a bit angry, starts attacking. Sabine appears, tells him to back off, points a gun at the map. Instead of pulling the trigger, she doesn't. Ahsoka's hit off the edge by Baylan and falls, presumably, to unconsciousness. Baylan has a discussion with her. He promises her that she'll be unharmed and that she'll be reunited with Ezra. She decides to give Baylan the map, which I think is a bit of character assassination, because like Sabine would never do that, but like we ignore it because Dave Filoni has a plan. Shin tries to force choke her. Baylan tells her to stop, says he's a man of his word. Hugh Yang fixes the communication array, tells Hera that they're going to try to escape, she needs to stop them. Baylan destroys the map, no following him that way. And in a very Last Jedi sort of move, Morgan flies directly past all of the ships that Hera brought with her, destroying 2 of them in the wake, but also semi-disabling the others in the lightspeed quake. Sort of it. Until Ahsoka wakes up in the world between worlds, which, again, looks awesome in live action. Everything's a little bit confusing, and then we hear "Hello, Snips," and I didn't expect to see you again so soon. Ahsoka does a little dramatic turnaround, and it reveals Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker. In the flesh, not Force ghosted. In the flesh. Yeah, roll credits. Well done, Peter Ramsey.
Someone mentioned on Twitter, I've just looked, that what if Anakin has saved her? Basically, Anakin, Ezra, and Ahsoka apparently are the only ones to ever go in the worlds between worlds. Then
I think it's more of a thing of the only people that would be able to pull a creature into the world between worlds would be the father, the son, the daughter, and the father's replacement, aka the chosen one, aka Anakin Skywalker. So an exceptionally powerful Force user. Not to mention that Anakin's now a Force ghost, which means his power is almost 100%
but Ezra
of what
did
it would
it.
be. Ezra didn't.
What he did?
Ezra did not pull Sabine.
How did he get Ahsoka in there?
He reached out of the world between worlds and pulled her into it.
Oh.
Physically. He didn't like pull her in metaphysically. Whereas Anakin would have pulled her in metaphysically. The son would pull you in metaphysically. And what I mean by metaphysically is they don't need to touch her.
And I just saw it. Anakin is not a Force ghost. He is in the flesh.
100%.
Well, he's probably is 100% real.
I mean, it's probably a Force manifestation.
What we did see, the lightsaber he's got is his original. It's not his Vader one. Like some people apparently be saying it's his Vader one. It's not. It's just the reason why it's got black around it is that the silver's reflecting what's in the world between worlds. That's why it looks black. He's wearing his Jedi robes.
Actually, his Darth Vader saber wouldn't also have the black on it because his Darth Vader saber's mostly silver at the top as well. It's basically his Vader saber is basically a 1-to-1 recreation of his original, but with red crystal.
Basically, someone said that what if Anakin has brought Ahsoka into the world between worlds for one more lesson, and that's to tell her that it's not her fault that he became Vader and to let go of the past and the faults. That's
Well,
what someone says.
that will be something for next week.
That's what someone suggests as the reason why he brought her there, was to teach her one more lesson.
A lot
And
of people have given this episode love.
yeah, I liked it. I thought the action was good, especially Ahsoka versus Balin.
And
Um,
Ahsoka versus Marok.
and Ahsoka versus Marok.
The only fight scene that wasn't actually 100% epic was Shin versus Sabine.
Yeah, because they're still they're technically like still in training, so
I
like
mean,
they're
Shin's
still.
got no excuse. Shin is supposed to be somewhat competent, whereas Sabine, I would expect Sabine to wield the a lightsaber
I
like
feel
an
like
actual.
Shin is extremely fucking angry.
Yeah,
That she and then you've got Balin who's more calm. You
sort
know,
of just doesn't care.
yeah, he sort of just doesn't care, so he's like very calm with him what he fights, but Shin, she seems to get angry when she fights. Balin just fights because he fights. And then I liked the Balin when he talks about Ahsoka and all that in high regard as well. And also Sabine giving him what he wanted and going with them. To me, we know that she's lost her entire family and she counts the rebels as people part of her family. So cause that she's lost Ezra and she wants to find him is the fact that that's why she wants to find him because she
I still
considers
think
him
it's a weak
family.
motivation. Still weak motivation.
It's a cliche motivation.
The problem that they've got is Sabine and all the rebels fought and sacrificed a lot to stop the Empire. So to imagine Sabine willingly letting Thrawn come back because she wants to see Ezra again just doesn't make like their greatest enemy, the person that Ezra sacrificed himself to stop. She's willingly letting him come back because she wants to see Ezra again.
Yeah, which it's a cliche reason,
It's a
but
poor reason.
it's what's happened. It's how it is. We'll see how it. We just need Balin destroying the thing as well. So we've got to. So Ahsoka has to find a way to get to where they're going.
I think Purgles are going to be used. She's going to use a Purgle.
Possibly.
And then, because the only two options she has is she uses a Purgle, like Ezra did, or she goes through the world between worlds.
Yeah.
If that is actually possible, which we don't actually know if it is possible. Because the world between world is sort of a. It's
We
sort of
don't
a.
know much about it.
It's a mix between space travel and time travel.
It's not like Dave Filoni says. It's not even a time travel place
I mean,
either.
it's very much a time travel place. It's
Well,
different
it
moments
is, but it's
in history in
like
people's
it's different
past.
moments in history, but you're not supposed to interact with them. You're not supposed to ruin them. It's like he said, if Ezra saved let's say Ezra saving Ahsoka doesn't matter because it wouldn't
Ahsoka
have
went back.
what?
Ahsoka went back anyway.
Ahsoka, yeah, she went back anyway, but she lived. But originally she didn't.
I mean, it's the same rule given to every time travel. Dave
But
Filoni is trying
like,
to make it more complicated.
but
You can't
like,
go back and change
yeah,
an event because it'll change the outcome of that entire galaxy, sprouting a brand new.
Ahsoka dying was supposed to happen though, wasn't it? But Ezra saved her.
Ahsoka dying technically wasn't supposed to happen because we saw Ahsoka at the end of season 2 of Rebels anyway, walking into the temple.
Yeah.
So we knew she survived. We just didn't know how.
Yeah, and it was actually because of Ezra, really. And then you've got this whole thing with, and then even obviously even said Dave Filoni mentioned that Ezra was thinking about saving Kanan, but no. If he saved Kanan, he would have fucked things up a little. He would have actually killed more people than.
I mean, if he saved Kanan, he'd have killed himself.
Yeah, he would have killed himself.
Ezra was on the ship next to the.
He would have killed himself, and then he would have also killed Hera.
Yeah.
And all those as well.
Which then creates a paradox because if older Ezra saved younger Kanan being alive kills Ezra, which means Ezra's not there to save younger Kanan in the first place, and it becomes a time loop.
Yeah, exactly. So there are moments in time where you shouldn't fuck with.
It's like every time. I don't know why Dave Filoni tries to make it sound more impressive. It's literally every time travel, whatever.
Yeah. But this episode was, I'd say it was fun. It did have its moments. There were actually a lot less talking, and I'm kind of underwhelmed a little with Marok's identity. Are you underwhelmed?
I feel like Dave Filoni was trolling everyone. Dave knew that everyone would start theorizing about Marok. And then he gave him those lines in episode 3, and that just furthered people down the path of, oh, it's this person, oh, it's this person.
And then it turns out it's none of those.
It's none of those people because he's actually a Dathomir meat sack.
He's like a zombie or something like that. Because it even says that he is a former Inquisitor.
Well, he's the last Inquisitor.
Last Inquisitor. So did somehow the reason why he lived is because he was actually created by Dathomir witches for the Empire, or was it just something else? We don't know.
Is he a Maul ripoff?
Is he a Maul ripoff? Yeah.
Because if you remember when Savajo Press died, the Dathomir magic that had been pumped into him went back to Dathomir, which means what is Marok, and was that just the magic that Marok had been pumped with that made him so powerful?
Probably. So when he was killed, the magic just left him and went back to Dathomir.
We might get an answer later on.
You never know. We might find out in the next episode or so. We might find out. Obviously, there's 8 episodes altogether.
4 episodes left.
4 episodes left, so that's first 4, and we've got next 4. The next 4 will probably have... next episode will probably have us with Ahsoka and Anakin.
A lot of Ahsoka and Anakin,
I'd imagine a lot. We'll probably... I don't think we'll see Thrawn.
We won't see Thrawn until minimum episode 7.
Yeah. And then how the show ends, we don't know, because we know that the next project to probably be made is the movie, which is a crossover of all of these shows.
I mean, we might get one more season of Mando before the film.
Yeah, we might get one more season of Mando, and then we'll get the film. What that Mando season would be, we don't know.
Because they'd have to get Ahsoka to go to Din before the film, and be like, Thrawn's back. He's gonna try and do all this stuff. We need your help, and we need. Because
there have been theories that to get the Mandoverse away from the entire sequel trilogy is to have them in a different galaxy. So them going to the galaxy where Thrawn makes sense, because they would be going to Paradia. Is it Paradia or Paradis? Paradia. They'll be going to Paradia, which basically will be the galaxy that the Mandoverse will be in. So it would make a lot of sense. So that means because obviously, as we know, Mandos are stuck. They're probably still looking for a new home.
I mean, they've retaken Mandalore.
Yeah,
so
but if they wanted to do that, they would possibly go to Paradia and get away from what the sequel trilogy will become.
Utter
Uh,
garbage, by the way, guys. Utter garbage. That's what they want to get away.
I feel like it'll be better for the Mando. If the Mandoverse would continue, I feel like they'd end up going to Paradia, and like Thrawn would like rule that area. I don't see them go because they've destroyed the map and that. So is there somehow they can get back?
Yeah, Purgles.
Yeah.
The map was made by charting the migration paths of Purgles.
Yeah.
Which means the Purgles can get between things. Which means that Morgan never needed to get the fucking hyperdrive ring. Morgan could have just got a Purgle and gone, waha, magic.
I didn't think she wanted to be honest.
She don't want to interact with those creatures.
They're
Anyway, what would you rate the episode?
What would I rate this episode? It's the best one so far. So I'm gonna give it an 8. What about you?
I'm gonna give it a 7.73. Going precise with mine.
Very, very precise.
7.73 recurring. Very
Anything
close
else?
to 7.75, just not quite.
Anything else?
No.
Same. So yeah, everybody, we hope you enjoyed today's video and hope you enjoyed today's episode of Ahsoka. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do all that stuff it usually tells you to do. Follow us on all of our social media and all that stuff. And we'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, may the Force be with you always.
We get 1,000 things every day, pal. Make sure this is one of them.
It's over, Anakin!